Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to show you how we remodeled and redid our upstairs bathroom. So the first thing we did, we got a new vanity, so we have to go ahead and we're going to tile it as well. So we have to take out the old sink and vanity, unscrew some those easy plastic PVC pipe knobs, and to cut the sealant line on this guy, and did a couple screws, pull out the actual countertop itself. And of course remove the old vanity as well. So off camera we took out the ugly floor as well as the thin plywood sheet they had in there, put down some backer board, which I'm not sure I didn't show, and also taped that up as well. So now we're actually going to put down the porcelain tile that we had selected for this project, and what you're seeing right now is my first attempt at actually using this angle grinder. This was the first time I ever used it. It actually turned out pretty well. I'm using the very specific blade for this guy to cut porcelain. The thing was the actual Bosch diamond tip blade I picked up at the local hardware store. Very happy with how this process turned out. Certainly recommend at least some kind of respirator or face mask, and of course eye protection as well when you're doing this. I wish I could have done this outside, but it was about 11 o'clock at night and didn't want to make my neighbors too unhappy with me by doing this at night. Actually, pretty simple process to use to cut straight lines, cutouts, everything included. What you have here is a first case example of when you probably should have put the inside piece in first and the other part afterwards. But I was able to fit right in with the job I did at cutting. Actually made it out to be pretty simple and pretty easy. And now we have the tile all done. Took out the little spacer pieces I had put in. Now I'm ready to start grouting, which I didn't show. My apologies for that, but it's a pretty simple process. 45-degree angle and wipe it off. Now we're actually going to be taking off the excess grout with a damp, wet sponge with a bucket full of water, not pictured and not shown, and start wiping. And then once that's complete, the bottle on the sealer said wait 48 to 72 hours. The grout said to wait 48 hours to apply the sealer. So I'm going to do that on all the actual grout lines. And once that's sit there for a little bit, I'm actually going to put in the old a new hardware. As you just saw, I put it against the wall, but we chose to actually move it away from the wall just a little bit to be more centered within the room. I'm putting in the new vanity and the sink. Now we're applying the backsplash tile. One thing too about this tile I want to mention was it was a 8x48 piece of tile that I had rented a tile saw from a local store, who will be nameless. Wasn't really happy with the actual tile itself, the saw itself, to give me a perfect cut every single time. So if you're doing that, just be aware that it might not be perfectly square every single time. And now we're applying raising the carpet up just a little bit to apply the door transition. I kept going back and forth on how to do this correctly, but I'm happy with how it turned out. And this is the cheater method to apply the caulking line of the sealant line to the top of the metal piece we had on top of as a trim for the actual tile itself. Pretty happy with how this turned out. And here we have the completed project, complete with the stool for the little one to brush her teeth on. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. Like I just said, any questions, please let me know. And have a good day, everybody.